What is up, everybody? Welcome in. I hope you guys are having a beautiful day.
Let's go.
I'm joined to my right. It might be your left viewers at home, but on my right, I'm joined by the man with the plan, Mr. Reese, Mr. Sunmore Reese, whatever you want to call him. And on my left, yes, my left, maybe your right, I'm joined by not Jay White, by none other than Mr. Jordan. And I ain't talking about Michael. Mr. Jordan and Reese, we got a great crowd here for you today.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, wait, and let me also introduce myself. Big Steph in the building in the middle. Let me also just say, hey, let me say hi. Let me let y'all know who I am real quick. Ladies and gentlemen, we have a very, very fun show today. Like I said before, I hope you guys are having a beautiful day. I hope you guys, if something was going wrong, tune in. Let's chill. Kick a cold one. Crack it open. Let's get into it. Last night was Monday Night Raw. Can I just say a beautiful episode of Monday Night Raw? And Monday Night Raw had a lot of elements, and we're going to talk about those. We're going to break them down. We're going to give our topics and our opinions, and we're going to keep it moving. Last night, what we're going to open with in our show, Oba versus Bron Breakker. The two met face-to-face in a promo battle. Also, their contract signing, that did get a little chaotic towards the ending. I'm going to tune into these two boys to get their opinions on it. Has Breakker returned to relevancy? Is it still feeling crazy? Like, how are y'all feeling when it comes to Oba and Bron, the power scaling? I've heard some people throwing that word around. The power scaling of these two. How are y'all feeling when it's coming to these two? Jordan, let's open with you. Reese, I think something's happening over there. So let's open with you.
Well, I'll be honest with you. I think I was right.
Some technical difficulties. Some technical difficulties. Jordan, go ahead and get that all settled up. It is not Thursday night. We are not having technical difficulties. That is Mr. Just. Let's round it up over to my man's Reese. How do you feel about Bron Breakker? Has he returned to relevancy?
Okay, so what the heck?
Steph, I want to start this off by saying I am glad Jordan's not here because I may or may not owe an apology. Look, I want to present Triple H with an award. That's what I want to do. I want to start off by presenting Triple H an award, a gift. Hold on. I'll be right there.
Okay. I think we have an award from Mr. Triple H from Reese himself. Jordan, are you good? Or are we good?
I am good. I did not get to hear what Reese said, but I imagine I've heard it before. Anyway,
actually, you haven't, because while he's gone, Reese actually issued an apology to Triple H. So I'm very, very curious where this is gonna go. Maybe it's another Reese trolling moment. Who knows? Larry, shout out Big Larry in the chat. I don't know if he's going to get this reward. I don't know. So I know it real quick. I'm going to give my opinions. And he's back. I guess he did go to get the reward.
You know what? I am so glad Jordan is having technical difficulties. I really wish he was here to see this. I do. Because, Steph, I want to present Triple H with an award. Hunter Hearst Helmsley, Paul Levesque, for 2.5 weeks of good booking. I want to present you with something. I want to present you with a 2.5 week-year-old me, I want to present you with this award because this version of me and you finally have the same amount of competence. Finally, all we've been asking is baby steps into booking, into good work. So Paul Levesque, thank you so much. And I present to you an award that is the perfect physical example of the baby steps you have been taking into good booking. Jordan, come here, look at this. Come here. Paul Levesque, I issue the Son Maurice Baby Steps Trophy.
Wait. Can we put it fully in the can?
I got you. Y'all see Lil Reese?
Ladies and gentlemen, this is
Look at Lil Reese.
Baby Reese crawling on the beach.
Crawling on the beach, just like Triple H has crawled from the pits of Madagascar, the depths of Death Valley, all the way back to 2.5 weeks of good booking. Hunter Hearst Helmsley, I applaud you with this prestigious gift. I call it the baby steps. Thank you so much. And it is a nice beach. It's a nice beach. It's a very nice beach. There you go.
It's a very nice beach.
Okay.
Jordan,
so,
how do you feel about this?
Ooh!
Right.
Like I tried to start before I had technical difficulties and say, I was right.
But keep talking.
And Reese was wrong. You know, I have these things where I'm starting to notice I call them Reese was wrongs. And I just, I've been looking for him. Like you could argue over the last couple weeks that there's been a couple times where he's kind of cooked me on the Triple H situation. There's been he's brought up some good points. But I keep watching for those Reese was wrongs. And I grab him every time I see him and I throw him in the tool belt because I knew I was going to need him tonight. And this was one of them. Because guess what? Reese has been just adamant and dead set on was that Braun cannot believably contest Obafemi. And this segment completely eradicated any doubt that Braun Breaker can believably step to Obafemi. And that is where I think that he likes to, Triple H, baby steps, whatever. He has not put on what I would, maybe not the best, every show has been like spectacular, but I wouldn't even say he's put on below a mid-show since SummerSlam. Like I will go as far to say this is the best, Steph, I will go as far to say this is the best weekly TV that we have gotten since early 2025. 100% since SummerSlam. This is the best weekly Raws and SmackDowns that we have gotten since early 2025. And that is when everything started kind of going downhill. But you got to think, wrestling has slumps. WWE has slumps. They get into them sometimes and then they come back out and it makes you think. Reese wants to think, it's a ruse. It's gonna stop soon. It's all gonna be bad again. But like Steph, like people like me, the optimistic ones want to think, what if this is them pulling out of a 1.5-year slump? You know what I'm saying, Steph? Like, what is this? Is the pull out of the slump? What if we've got really good work coming the end of this year like we did at 2024, where it was really good work at the end of the year? What if we have a great Survivor Series? What if we have a great crown jewel? What if this is really good? So okay. I gotta say, I think that Oba and Braun, they landed. I think that this is brilliant. I think the promo battle was great. I want to say that I've seen a couple negative remarks on the promo. It's like, what did you want Braun to say? What did you want Oba to say? They just said everything that needed to be said. And I'm not gonna lie, Oba's incredible on the mic. Like, start talking about it. Incredible. Like, he doesn't have. Like, yeah, he's a little. I mean, bro, he has a shtick. Sue him for having a shtick. It works. It's good. And he added a lot to it, and he did it with confidence, and he did it with flair, and he did it just excellent. And you know what? Braun responded perfectly when he got in Paul's face. This started getting really, really good.
It was good.
So that's all I'm gonna say. I truly agree. As I pass this to you, Steph, I truly agree with Reese on one thing lately. Oba and Braun just proved they both need to have world championships within a year. At least. Okay. At minimum.
All right.
Like, they are both
No. Absolutely not. You do not get to come out here. And you do not get to come out here. Pull out your Hunter Hearst utility belt. Use your Hunter rings at me. Dry hump the Hunter Sky. And then try to switch it over to Steph. You don't get to do that. That's not what you just dish it over to Steph. That's not what we do. That's not how we go. This is
wrong. Reese was wrong.
There we go. There we go.
Throw it out of the tool.
Jordan,
hey, throw it out like a batarang.
I want you. No, Jordan, stay right there. I want you to stay right there. I have something just for you. Just for you. Earlier today, I presented Triple H with this right here.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is another baby picture.
For 2.5 weeks, he gets the 2.5-week-old Reese Award.
You were not 2.5
He gets a portrait of the greatest fantasy booker of all time by his side to hopefully give him some inspiration. But Jordan, I got something for you. Because you have been running the Triple H playbook of make excuse 2 weeks good, then wait another year to make an excuse. Do you want to know something that Jordan said, Steph? He said, this is the best weekly shows we've been having since the beginning of 2025. 2026! 2026 is about to release. So, Jordan, I want to present to you this right here. This is a football trophy. And this is for you consistently running the Hunter Hearst Helmsley regime. Running all the plays in the Triple H playbook. When it comes to Oba versus Braun Breaker, I have nothing but to give Triple H credit. And Jordan, you can't say anything about it because I gave him and you 2 dang trophies. All right? So if you want to say, I don't give Triple H credit, he gets 2.5 weeks of credit, and that is it. Oba Femi and Braun Breaker, do you want to know what really happened, Steph? Do you want to know what really happened? They got set up for failure. Oba Femi and Braun Breaker have been set up for failure by Triple H, and it backfired. And the reason why it got set up for failure is because they have Braun Breaker be booked in the epitome, the pitch of visionary HE double hockey sticks, and all of a sudden he has to stand toe to toe with the man who beat Brock Lesnar in 5 minutes. That is not a Triple H play. That is a Braun Breaker play. All the credit you are going to give to Triple H, we should be giving to Braun Breaker for somehow salvaging himself from the pits and bottom of the disparity that we call the vision. Has Braun Breaker returned to relevancy? Yes, but not because of Hunter Hearst Helmsley, because Braun Breaker is so great, because he is so awesome, because he is who he says he is. He was set up by the Hunter Hearst Helmsley regime, and he has surpassed it all. Oba Femi, of course he showed us what he was going to do. He did what he needed to do. He went out there, and he went and cut one of the best promos we have seen on TV in a long time. But Braun Breaker, Steph, you asked the question, has he returned to relevancy? Thank goodness, because the reason why he was out of it in the first place is because of Hunter Hearst Helmsley.
Okay, real quick, boys, real quick, before you guys continue this argument, Reese, I guess everyone's just dealing with some technical difficulties today. Your mic, you are peaking, my brother. Turn it down just a little bit. Jordan, you seem to be back in the right realm, the right dimension with us now. I haven't seen you lagging just a little bit. Reese is grabbing the props. He's grabbing the sweat. I just need you to turn down.
I want to get your.
I'm hearing the.
I want to get your take on the situation, and then I do have one bold response, like bold take that I want to say before we move on from the topic. But I do want to get your like. I want to see what you got to say.
I will make my take very, very quick because I'm loving what you guys are offering right now. Honestly, I do think Braun Breaker returned to relevancy. I don't fully put the blame on Triple H though. I do think Triple H made a great, not Triple H, Braun Breaker made a great point on why Oba's now the number one and he's just number two, because I still do think that's the issue that we're having in this match, because at the end of the day, Oba's still the person who just beat Brock Lesnar. The issue was the fact that Braun was having this moment and he got injured. And when you do get injured, it happens to everybody. Someone else steps up. Someone stepped up, and that was Oba Femi during those times. Oba stepped up, and Oba took a lot of the storylines. I'm not going to say that Braun was going to get, but that could have been Braun's. Oba stepped up. He did that, and he became that guy. So now I really think that was the exact example, and that was the exact wordplay on why it feels like such a stretch between these guys. As far as Braun return to relevancy, yes, 110%. This match feels like it's gonna be something big. Honestly, it only lost steam when Austin Theory came out, in my opinion, which none of you have talked about. I'm very shocked about. It lost steam when Austin Theory came out. I would have preferred doggone security. But I'm gonna end my take there. Jordan, what is this bold response? Reese done pulled out his football youth trophy from 2022.
No, it's actually a prediction. It's actually a prediction, and I think it could make Reese's head explode, or it could make Reese think, oh, maybe that's better for both parties. But like we've already talked about a week ago, but I didn't come to this conclusion yet, that this match probably was going to end in a DQ or wasn't going to end or whatever. However they were going to handle it. I think Bronson Reed's returning as Sunday night's main event, and that's why this match isn't completing. I'm going to I'm going to be the first in the media to put that prediction out. I think everybody already knows, they've seen in the media that he is shredded. He has lost the weight. He has turned it into muscle. The dude's in the best shape of his life. They want to build him towards Oba Femi as a threat when Oba eventually gets the mantle, which he'd be a perfect type of guy to go up against Oba Femi. Bronson Reed is great. I don't know how it's going to go or whatever, but I think Bronson Reed returns to Sunday night's main event.
Okay.
Reese,
I do. Do you have a response to that first before? Take your time, because I want to give Jordan the unfortunate news. You are not the first person in media to say that. I watched Santi's app earlier, and his fans are spamming it. Go ahead, Reese.
Jordan. Oba Femi, Braun Breaker, can we let them have a one-on-one match? Please? No. Can we not have the Vision interrupt again? Can we not have people from the past interrupt again? Can I please just not suffer? That's all I'm asking. I'm not asking for a pat on the back. I'm not asking to be fed milk while wearing a bib. I'm not asking for too much. I ain't asking for a utility belt like you got. I ain't asking for a TKO check. All I'm asking for is Braun Breaker and Oba Femi one-on-one. Why? Because if there is one way to save this story, it's just to go full throttle now. Go out there, have Obafemi do what he does to Braun Breaker, and have Braun Breaker in for a rude awakening that, hey, you are going to have to elevate, to move up. Now, could there be a way where they implement Bronson Reed into this? Maybe after. Have Bronson Reed be the mountain, no pun intended, that Braun Breaker needs to climb to just get a step closer to Obafemi. Don't have him interrupt the match. Have it happen after, maybe. Regardless.
He's a monster.
Regardless.
Like, what? How else would you?
Can we please just have them have a one-on-one encounter, please?
Look, boys, I know there's a lot more to say on this topic, but at the same time, we tired of hearing this topic. So, ladies and gentlemen,
we gotta move on.
I hope you guys enjoyed our comments on Oba and Braun. Their promo battle has Braun Breaker returned to relevancy. I hope you enjoyed our comments. If you want to possibly hear any more thoughts from these boys, at the end, we do have an open floor session where they can possibly give an extra topic on this topic. Reese, go ahead and take us into the next topic.
Don't tell me what to do. Tell production what to do. Don't tell me what to do.
Ripping the Band-Aid off. Reese's production. All right, ladies and gentlemen, back to our show. The next topic that we want to discuss here, OTM and Royce Keys absolutely laid waste to the Bloodline. What is the future for the Bloodline? What is the future for OTM? What is Royce Keys is back? It was a lot to unpack at the end of that episode of Raw. I think that was one of the greatest endings of Raw in a very, very long time. Boys, how do y'all feel? Last time we started with you, Reese, because of your technical difficulties. Hopefully you're back. Jordan, I'm going to start with you. How do you feel for the future of... Actually, I want your opinion on the future of the Bloodline. How do you feel about the future for the Bloodline?
Well, I feel great about the other thing, but I'll go into it after. Like you said, you want the future of the Bloodline. I'm not going to lie to you. I think people can't just not expect some rehashed stuff. I don't think people should have expected Roman to get a world title at WrestleMania, and then obviously was
by Bloodline, I mean the ones involved in this attack. Like Jey Uso,
right,
Jimmy,
I'm saying that there's a lot of rehashed stuff, but at the same time, I think that we got to ask a really good question at this point because they're just in the greatest hits part. Are the Usos washed? I gotta ask, like, with the future for the Bloodline, are these guys ever gonna have a big, good tag team match again? Is OTM here to pull it out of them? I don't know, because I know we've had the Motor City Machine Guns, the Lucha Brothers. We've had so many tag teams in this company, and we didn't even get Usos versus them. We didn't even try. So it's like, are they not interested in being one of the greatest tag teams of all time anymore? Do they really have that much of an ego with what they can do outside of wrestling and just, surrounding as Bloodline characters? Do they think their storyline carries really so much weight that they don't have to wrestle good anymore or actually have just deplete all of their aura? Like, when you say what is future, I don't know, man. I think that I think it's very likely this could be Roman's last run. And I think the Bloodline is trying to do what they can to add to legacy, but they're not exactly, I don't know. I just haven't been impressed with the Usos in a long time. Like, their character work, I think people would agree that going back to the rest of that Bloodline, like the past Bloodline to now, people would argue their character work isn't even close to as good as it used to be. So it's like, they're just there for the check at this point.
All right, you said something pretty big within all of that, but I'm going to turn over, before we come back to that, I'm going to turn it over to Reese. Reese, OTM and Royce Keys destroyed the Bloodline last night. What was your reaction to the debut of OTM and Royce Keys? Muted, sir.
Run that back again.
What is your reaction to OTM and Royce Keys absolutely destroying everyone? Because they destroyed the Bloodline, LA Knight, and Solo Sikoa.
This is the best thing to ever happen to the Bloodline since Roman Reigns won the title in COVID.
Wow. Wow.
This is the best thing, unless you want to count the Sami Zayn stuff.
Definitely love some elaboration on that.
Sami Zayn, Rock are the only two exceptions. This is the best thing to happen to the Bloodline since Roman Reigns won the belt, with the exception of those two things. Why? Because the issue with the Bloodline is, one, them not having enough matches as a faction. Two, no other faction or group to rival them into having those matches. When it comes to the Shield, they did not have those issues. Evolution, Wyatt's, when it comes to stuff like the NWO, there were groups of people who went out there to have matches against the NWO. Same thing with Evolution when they first started. With the Bloodline, the issue is Roman Reigns has his matches, but do you really want the main event J catalog? And my goodness, what is there to show for Jimmy Uso? Of course, the Usos had a decent run as a tag team, but when was the last time that happened? So now we're at the point where, what in the world is there for the Bloodline? Steph, people were calling this Bloodline run stale. They were calling it reheated nachos. They were calling it a repeat of everything else that's going on. What do OTM and Royce Keys do? OTM and Royce Keys have not annihilated the Bloodline. The Bloodline is not in danger. Matter of fact, the Bloodline is safer than they have ever been in almost 3 years. Why? Because a new faction is finally challenging them. And this was a layup the whole time. The reason why Judgment Day has such a bad stigma, and the reason why the Bloodline has the current modern day stigma it has, is because for some reason on God's green earth, that the people backstage do not want the Bloodline and Judgment Day to wrestle against each other. For some reason, we never got a Usos versus Dominic and JD McDonough match. Or even when Damian Priest was there, a Damian Priest or a Finn Balor, JD McDonough versus the Usos. Just never happened. Why? I have zero idea. But now a faction is here to actually have the Bloodline go out there and not just tell a decent story, but to go out there and have some matches, while making the story more interesting. What does Solo Sikoa do? What does LA Knight do? How does Roman Reigns react to a Royce Keys attacking his faction and actually getting the up? Do we have Roman Reigns versus Royce Keys on a Monday Night Raw? Stuff like that is now in the fabric of space and time. Unfortunately, Triple Thanos is the one that's booking. So is any of this good stuff that's possible going to happen? Probably not. However, the fact is, it's a possibility. And when there is a will, there might not be a way. But when there is a Reese,
you get it. You get involved a little piece.
something like that.
Tried to help. I tried to.
Yeah, he did his best. Regardless.
All right.
Boys, before you respond,
Okay.
Jordan, this comment right here, I know you boys both are big Roman guys. Appeal of Bloodline was never the wrestling. They there to yap. Do you guys agree or disagree with this comment?
Both cinema all the time, bro. Sorry.
Cinema all the time.
I do agree that the appeal. I do agree that the major appeal of the Bloodline is the marketability.
And he has
of
the
how
nerve
they,
to call me
how
a
they
fake
are-
Roman
how they're
Reigns fan.
portrayed.
He has the gall. He has the gall.
I just believe that Roman can wrestle when he needs to. That's all I mean.
See, look,
The Usos
that
used
right-
to be able to. But anyway, so can I respond? Can I respond now?
Go for it. Go for it.
So what I'm saying is that I do kind of agree with Reese on that. I don't think it's the best thing to happen. I do think they still did some other things that were kind of top this. We don't know where this goes yet, so this could be a big good. But at the same time, I'm just tired of the Usos discourse. Like, I love the Usos. I've loved them for a long time. But like people will crap all over a Young Bucks, a team that at least has a handful of good tag matches over the last 3 years. More you could say about the Usos. And these are teams like I was telling Reese the other day, they were chasing GOAT trajectory. They really were. They were on a GOAT trajectory in 2023. And I understand Jay was trying to get out of the bloodline and be a single star and stuff, but I don't feel like they care as much anymore. And I think that Royce Keys needs to be portrayed this way. I think that he started off a little slow and everything like that, but this is a perfect way to portray him. He needs to be a legitimate. The dude is a physical freak. Well, what's Royce gonna do with a mid card? Is smash every single one of them. I mean, I know Big Cass isn't a mid card right now, but he's another one that could have been portrayed in a main event light that would have been better. So it's like, honestly, I love this. I really do. Royce Keys is very good. Hobbs is a very good wrestler. So he can, like, I've seen him have a banger with Will Ospreay. Like, the guy is a good wrestler. So you could give him good, you give him time, you give him good shit. He's going to deliver. And OTM, from what we hear from CD, I need to look into them more, but they're like the best tag team in NXT. Maybe this is a farewell on the Usos out of the tag division, and OTM's just going to stomp them and then go on to win some gold and maybe get pushed. Or maybe the Usos, maybe this is the foot in the ass they need. Maybe it's from the best tag team in NXT. Maybe we get a good Usos tag match. Maybe we get a war. Maybe we get the Usos carrying again, because like OTM is here to not only just take them, but take like to put them out of their misery, to crush them, say no more Usos. And maybe we get a Jay and Jimmy that are desperate again. That would be nice to see. It'd be nice to see a Jay and Jimmy that aren't so fine with doing bare minimum, wouldn't it? That's where I will like it'd be really nice to see that.
All right, boys, real quick, if I can cut in. I love what both of you guys said, honestly speaking. For me personally,
Absolutely.
I agree with Reese, but I want to take it a little bit further. I don't think OTM is just the best thing for the bloodline. I genuinely, what does OTM stand for? It stands for Out the Mud. I think OTM is the best thing for WWE, period, right now. I think OTM helps with so much stuff going on. For one, WWE is in a period where it's kind of way too predictable. You know where X is going to get to Y. You know what's going to get to Z. You can't tell me nobody last night who knew that those gangbangers were going to jump in that ring and beat up them Samoans like that. And then not take it further, beat everyone up. Then let's take it even further. I'm curious on how LA Knight reacts to this, because they were just cool with Powerhouse. I mean, Royce Keys. They were just cool with him. So I'm curious on how LA Knight does this. I'm curious on how Roman responds, as Reese said. Also, another thing that I think OTM could really help with, there's a pay-per-view that's been losing its steam as of late called Survivor Series, where everybody's hating the concept of War Games. Could we possibly have a 3-way War Games match on the main roster this year? I think that'd be a nice way to spice it up, do something a little different. That's my take on why I do think the OTM is really good for WWE right now. Boys, I do think we have strained all given our points, and we've strained our points enough. Optimistic, terrific Ruries. Chat, franchise, you are funny. Optimistic, terrific Maurice. That is what OTM stands for.
Could I say
here at franchise?
Just one more thing was that.
Give me it.
Yeah. So that's what I was gonna say is that. Yeah. I was gonna say he warned them. A lot of people, that try to say, "Oh, this storytelling doesn't make sense." Like they don't pay attention. Remember, like you said, they were just cool with Royce, but he did warn them that if he didn't get what, you got to think him and LA Knight and Solo kind of just went on and did their own thing and said, "Now we're gonna go after the bloodline. Screw you," pretty much. After he helped them win at SummerSlam, and they didn't say "screw you," but you know how LA Knight and Solo are. They're just, they thought they could nonchalantly do it. And Royce said if he didn't get what he wanted out of this situation, there would be repercussions.
All right.
And
all right.
I'm glad that those repercussions were big. I'm glad that WWE capitalized on the repercussions.
Okay. Little stuttering going over there, Jordan. But we're going to keep it pushing. We're going to keep it moving.
Oh, okay.
Production, go ahead and bring me the next slide, because the next thing we have to talk about tonight, ladies and gentlemen, ESPN moving on from the WWE. Apparently, it's been rumored. Some people even saying the rumors are now denied. But let's talk about it, because there's always more when there's a little bit of a droplet. When it drizzles, it does soon to rain. ESPN was rumored to be dropping and not picking back up, I should more so say, WWE
I like that.
within the next time that when it's time to renew their deal. ESPN has then went out to deny the claim and say that it is completely false. But boys, when it rains, it pours. Is there any truth, particular truth, anything within that might just be real? Reese, you talk about Triple K, TKO, all the opinions all day long. What do you think? Do you think there is some truth in there?
WWE has failed. It's that simple. They have failed while being on ESPN. Not only have ticket sales been almost at all-time lows, and we have been struggling to even fill up a SummerSlam arena, the product has not been good. I'm sorry, but 2.5 weeks of good booking does not make up for the fact that you have completely failed a majority of 2025 and 2026. It just doesn't. I'm sorry. Baby steps don't outwalk long strides in running. It just doesn't happen. You cannot crawl your way to the finish line and beat Usain Bolt. When AEW is smoking you out, I'm sorry, but you going out there and trying to crawl on all fours just isn't going to cut it. What am I saying? Let's talk about it. WWE does not book their stars right. WWE does not use their talent the right way. And even when they do have a good idea, they don't execute enough. On top of that, they are too afraid to push younger stars to the forefront. Why does this matter? Because this new generation of WWE fans do not have any identity. Their identity is still from 2015, 16, 17, 18. Now, finally, Braun Breaker and Oba Femi are breaking out and showing what they can do. But my goodness, how long did it take for them to sit there and have a segment with each other? How long has it been since we've seen a Braun Breaker actually have a promo segment where he is just allowed to talk? Why? Why is it so hard? If you're not going to let him wrestle, can you at least have him talk and not sweat and look red and orange backstage doing absolutely nothing but walking around with those pizza championships that they call the tag team titles? Can we please have them do something? It's absolutely asinine that we have to go out here and beg for our young talent to have TV time, to have matches. Sure, you're using the Javon Evans, but for one that's used, another sitting back because we haven't seen Carmelo Hayes in a very, very, very long time. We might have a new administration the next time Carmelo Hayes gets put on TV. So when it comes to ESPN moving on to WWE, so many reasons, so many different factors. The lack of them putting on a good product, the lack of them putting effort into their storylines. When they actually do have something good that's building, they execute it horribly because they go straight to trying to pull out all the money from under the rug, not realizing the fact that good decisions bring more money. And when you put on a good product, more people watch your show. And when more people watch your show, more people will tune into your PLEs and whatever you want to call it, pay-per-views, things of that nature. And when that happens, you start generating revenue. Let's just keep it a bean. It's bad business and bad shows. And that's why this is even a rumor. Is ESPN moving on from WWE? We don't know. But the fact that this is even a possibility, it was thrown out there in the realm of space and time, means one thing and one thing only. It can't happen.
All right. Real quick correction. Carmelo Hayes was actually on SmackDown fighting for a belt just under 2 weeks ago. But before, I didn't want to just correct you, sir, but we are a very credible platform over here. We got to make sure we correct when we hear. $30. This is from the comments, Jordan, which I would love for you to respond with because they're saying it's not too much to do with the booking. $30 for 3-match pay-per-views, first hour free. ESPN streaming model doesn't work for wrestling like it does the UFC. They then went on to say, now if Netflix doesn't renew, then that is a scary sign. How do you feel about what our comment from Mr. CJ said? You want me to read it again?
He's right. It does have a lot with booking. No. I was saying it doesn't have a lot to do with booking. It has some tiny bit, but I'm not gonna lie. I think this has a lot more to, like obviously, like we said, it has been denied by an ESPN official. But like you said, when it rains, it pours. The Ilya Dragunov thing was true, and I'm not saying everything is true, but I would have why should I be surprised Carmelo Hayes is gone next week? You know what I mean? Like these reports don't come from nowhere. These reports are, like you said, when it drizzles, it pours. So the thing is, I think this has a lot to do with the fact that I'm seeing a lot of people whining about seeing ESPN on wrestling. No, ESPN talking about wrestling. They're not being good enough. Like we said, when it was WrestleMania 40, you could get away with it. But when it's right now, when wrestling's corny again, and wrestling's weird, and wrestling's not something to be proud of, sports fans are like, why am I seeing WWE on my ESPN screen? They don't care. The reality is ESPN's getting kind of embarrassed. That's why these reports are coming out, is because people are leaking that high up executives and ESPN are having conversations that are like, we messed up. We shouldn't have done this, because it's kind of, it's making people think that we're not as and I don't agree with that. I believe wrestling's a sport and I believe it should be respected as such, but I don't think they're doing themselves any favors right now. I really don't. And I think places like ESPN are going to be mad when it's like WWE's hyping, oh, we're in a new era, we're the greatest. It's the new era of wrestling, and their pay-per-view sucks. Like ESPN is just going to lie to them and be like, oh, well, we enjoyed it. It's cool. Like, no, the fans, you're supposed to be a great wrestling show, and it's subpar, and it's like, we took a chance on you, and we're ESPN, and we've never really fully legitimized you guys as a sport, but we're going to. So don't, you know what I mean? So don't screw us over. And WWE is like what Reese said. WWE is screwing them over. WWE is not giving ESPN something to be proud to promote. You know what I mean? They're so that's why I think it is. I agree with CJ that it's like, if Netflix doesn't renew, that's a more scary sign. It's not as much to do with the booking as much as you're turning away from the ESPN fan base. Like when it's WrestleMania 40 and it's The Rock and it's really good storytelling and booking, and it's stuff that everybody can be proud of, you're not gonna. The football and basketball fans that don't even watch wrestling aren't gonna be as upset. But when wrestling sucks, when WWE is not the greatest, why is this in the way of my football and my basketball and my real sports? That's what they're saying. That's what you're gonna get. You're gonna get people being like, oh, WWE hasn't been good in 2 years when The Rock was there. Why are we still talking about it? Which I don't agree with that, but ESPN, you went to ESPN, you're trying to cater to casuals, and you're doing it terribly.
Jordan, I'm going to cut you right there. Jordan, I'm going to cut you. Go ahead. Right there. You did great. Reese, I would love your opinion as well. $30.
But no, I want to say CJ and Jordan are both add up to 25% because they're half right. Yes, this model is not good for WWE and for wrestling in general. But I want y'all to read closely to what CJ wrote. 3 match pay-per-views. Who decides that? TKO and Triple H. A first hour free. The first hour wouldn't be, sure, it's the model used for UFC, but the first hour wouldn't be free if more people were watching, especially weekly. And even if it was, is that a really good sign? Usually you use the first hour free of something to get new eyes on this niche thing, which, yes, that's what wrestling is, but overall, it's a lot of this still has to do because they're putting on a bad product. They just are, right? If WWE was putting on a good product and their big names are being used to the best of their ability, I have no reason to believe that ESPN wouldn't even be considering this, because people would be watching Netflix and whatnot weekly, and they would be going out there trying to get this product, right? Does $30 have a lot to do with it? Absolutely, because people are streaming it in ways that we do not support here. But I mean, my goodness, what can you blame them? You're asking me to pay $30 for the least interesting product right now. If I want to pay $30, I'm watching the NBA Finals, I'm watching the Super Bowl, I'm watching the NFL season, I'm watching soccer games, right? That's because what the world is saying. I know it might not be your to tell you the truth, but that's what the world is saying, right? So when you switch over wrestling fans from paying what they were paying on Peacock to ESPN, now you have to get us wrestling fans to have a product that is worth switching over for, and they haven't sustained that. So when you can't sustain a good product, you will see the deals that you're paying billions of dollars for fail, and then wonder why TKO's in $3 billion of debt. It's absolutely ridiculous.
Absolutely ridiculous. I do agree with y'all. I do think the big issue with it was the move in the first place. ESPN is just not the place for something like a WWE. A $30 subscription for one pay-per-view a month doesn't make too much sense to me, especially if you're not loading that pay-per-view. Now, if it's WrestleMania season,
WWE would be fine.
Sure. Like growing up, I'm pretty sure all of us, we were wrestling fans growing up. Paying that $60 for a pay-per-view, having to ask your mama to do that every month. It was some pay-per-views you didn't get to watch, you know? Now it being $30 a month for, like CJ said in the comments, 3 pay-per-views. Absolutely insane. Absolutely insane. They should have stayed at Peacock. We have another comment from Mr. CJ. CJ, you are the comment section MVP. If it's true, they will find another shill to pay for. But moving from network to network, from Raw, SmackDown, pay-per-view, isn't a good look. Nick Khan is on a hot seat. That is true. That is definitely true. Raw has moved. SmackDown's been moving. PLE's gone from Peacock over to ESPN. Raw did Netflix to, what was it before Netflix?
That was
is
USA. Was it USA?
USA. I freaking miss USA Raw, by the way. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, it is time for the main event of the evening. John Cena versus Roman Reigns. Their peak for peak, ladies and gentlemen. So what we are looking at with both of these people, John Cena's peak would be the Super Cena era, as a lot of people like to say. That era comes from 2006, 2005, I want to say, but 2006 to 2009. Correct me if I'm wrong. Correct, Reese?
I think. Are you asking?
Super Cena is 06 more so, right? 06, 09. That's the logistics that we're going. 05 to 2008. Thank you for the post. We are comparing which is better, 2005 to 2008 Super Cena or 2020 to 24 Tribal Chief Roman Reigns. Boys, Reese, because Jordan is no longer with us. What do you think? What is your take on this Super Cena versus Roman Reigns? Peak for
I
peak.
think 05 to 08 is like a weird stretch for him to use, but I do think Roman's peak lasts longer in terms of him staying at the top and putting on like good work. I think Cena from 05 to 06, 07 is a combo, but 08 is pretty shaky for him. He's all right, but same thing. Same thing with Reigns. Yeah, that too. But same thing with Reigns, like 23, 24, 25 are not some phenomenal years for the Tribal Chief. Well, I think so. Like post Mania, right? You get a lot of points with Roman either just not being there, not putting up the best work. In terms of like in kayfabe, who wins if they get in a one-on-one encounter with no interruptions, no bloodline? John Cena wins in kayfabe. He's stronger in kayfabe. In terms of who is better, like doing better work, I do not think Roman Reigns has a better year than 07 John. I think Reigns' peak lasts a bit longer. I still think 05 and 06 can compete with some years in between the 2020 and 2024.
All right. And the faces say it all.
Your mic is bugging out a little bit. I just want you to know that, just a tiny bit.
Is that my mic?
I think that's Jordan's, I believe.
Is my mic good?
Yes, but if it's possible for you to go into another room, that would be better. I think.
I can.
The background. I do think it's your background.
1 second.
All right. So, Reese's standpoint. Also, just to respond to this
I don't know. Y'all are gonna probably have to deal with. You're probably gonna have to deal with the glare. Then I'm not gonna lie.
You're good. You're good. You're good. You're good.
Yeah, you're gonna have to deal with that
This
light. I can't
good.
do anything about it.
This is good. This is good. What is your take, Jordan?
All right, so okay, so here's the thing. When I think of peak, and I know a lot of people don't always prefer and like this, but when I think of peak, I go by status. I go by kayfabe status because this is a kayfabe show at the end of the day. Okay. It is. So your peak, the peak is going to be how you were saw by the people in your landscape. So so Roman was by far, don't care what anybody says, the most unbeatable type evil character in WWE history. He was. If all of WWE was some type of series, all of it was just chronological, Roman at that point would have been the most, powerful character. Like he was. His status. John Cena was never this unbeatable, unstoppable wrestler. Like he went through struggles. He went through trial and error. Roman did too. I'm not saying he didn't have a faction that would help him win and stuff, but that was literally just goons. In a way, like every tyrant emperor character has goons.
Jordan,
how many
times? Jordan, how many times?
No, hold on. What I'm saying is that Roman Reigns, is Cena have a better year in 07? Maybe. I might give you that Cena has better years, but I'm not gonna give you that his peak is higher because it's a kayfabe show and his status, like nobody's ever been higher than Reigns. Not even Austin. Austin was a hero. Austin wasn't seen as unbeatable. Austin was hot potatoing the title. Austin was beatable. Like you could beat Austin. Reigns, it took Cody, Cena, Jey Uso, Sammy, Kevin. It took so many people. Like this guy was Thanos. It was like an Avengers Endgame. People compare WrestleMania 40 to Avengers Endgame because it was that hard to defeat Roman Reigns. In kayfabe, the dude was unbeatable. You got Sammy in a promo before WrestleMania 39 with Cody Rhodes and saying he's as good as he says he is. He is. He's that good. Like nobody was ever out there going, "Oh my god." Like dude, Cena is just like I know he's a good guy, but man, he's just so good. Like he's unbeatable. Like there was never a status like Cena was the climber and it was great. I don't know why you're making a confused face like Cena has this unbeatable wrestler at any era in his career because he's not. He's not. He was never seen by the roster like Tribal Chief Roman Reigns. Ever. In fact, you said, "Oh, he's stronger in kayfabe." Is that why Cena in the promo in 2021 tells him, "You're gonna smash and bash and do this, and all I need is a pin"?
It is
Roman
literally
is the stronger
20
one in
years
kayfabe.
past his prime, bro. What are you talking?
Okay, what happens in 2017 then?
It's
when they face at No
past
Mercy.
his prime.
No, it doesn't matter.
It does
Roman
matter.
is easily stronger in kayfabe. Roman's an actual powerhouse. Cena may be a power babyface with some moves, and I'm not saying he isn't tough. He's strong as hell. One of the strongest in WWE history. You're not going to say he's portrayed stronger than Roman Reigns. No, you're not. Just because of strength feats. Roman throws his opponents around. Cena doesn't.
you think Cena has much stronger strength feats than Roman Reigns? Roman's never shown anything. Roman's never shown anything stronger than Roman has never shown anything stronger than lifting Big Show and Edge at the same time.
We're going next to each other. What? I'm talking about head to head.
Head to head, yeah, they face each other.
Roman is seen as a bigger monster than Cena.
Yeah, because of the bloodline, not because of Roman Reigns.
No,
how many times during the 13-16 title run? Hold on. How many times during the 13-16 title run did people get a 3 count on Roman and the ref just was bumped to not count it? A lot. It happened with Jey Uso. It happened with Cody Rhodes. It happened with Kevin Owens once.
Hey, Brock got a 3 count against Cena at Extreme Rules 2012, and the ref wasn't there.
Okay.
That's not the time period we are talking, Jordan.
That's fine.
It doesn't. My point is it happens to both.
Okay, it happens to one a lot more often.
Because he's a heel.
And that's what I'm telling you. He's weaker. Like basically, he's weaker than John Cena.
He's not weaker. Why is he more of a physical threat to everyone?
He's not a physical. It's because of who's around him.
He's Roman Reigns. Are you acting like this guy's like small?
And that's John Cena. Like, what are you talking about? Wait,
no, I'm not saying Cena's small either. But
wait, hold on. Bro, Roman Reigns does not beat like the guys who are like, obviously he beats a John out his prime, a Brian out his prime, all the old guys he beats out their prime in 21. Yes, like he does that. But the guys who are actually active in wrestling still, being Cody Rhodes, who is the closest like in kayfabe, who they try to make like the John Cena. Roman has yet to have an encounter with Cody Rhodes to where Cody actually just beats him. Like to where Roman's actually stronger than Cody Rhodes. Like in the Cody Rhodes 39 match, Cody Rhodes beats Roman Reigns clean. Like he beats him clean.
He doesn't beat him clean. What?
Yes, he does. 39. Yes, he does.
Roman beats Cody clean.
Solo Sikoa has to come out, and the Usos have to come out.
Why are you saying clean then? That's the opposite of clean.
Cody Rhodes gets a clean. Of course, it doesn't count because the referee wasn't there, but it should have been a clean win over Roman Reigns.
Oh, okay. That doesn't mean that.
That means that Roman Reigns is very beat. Same thing with Sammy. Same thing with Jey Uso.
Roman Reigns is more of a physical threat to Cody than heel Cena. Even.
Yeah,
you're talking about. I agree. Well, you're talking about from 05 to 08.
I'm talking about from like 05 to 08. Like Roman Reigns is not like there's nothing in Roman Reigns.
He's more of a physical threat.
There's nothing in Roman Reigns' years where I should feel like he should beat a prime Shawn Michaels or he should beat without the bloodline. Without the bloodline.
Now you're doing too much. Now you're doing
boys. Before you guys continue, Jordan. The comment section is also not in agreement with you. There is some things that I do want to bring to your attention. This comment right here from CJ, MVP in the comment section. In kayfabe, he has never won clean, and he was visually weaker than every challenger he faced.
Visually, okay. Visually weaker than
he's saying visually weaker because of the fact that he's never won clean.
Reigns won clean.
Okay, so Brock didn't win clean when he had Paul Heyman. He always had Paul Heyman interfering in matches. Does that mean that he wasn't?
How many times did wait? You talking about the early runs?
No,
which
any
one?
of them. Okay, actually both of them.
Wait.
Brock doesn't beat
During the
CM Punk clean at SummerSlam 2013.
During the 10s, he's winning clean a lot more than Roman is.
No, he's not.
Yes, he is.
Brock does not win, bro. No.
Name all the matches Brock doesn't win. Name all the matches.
Brock doesn't win clean SummerSlam 2013.
What else?
He doesn't win clean SummerSlam 2012.
Okay,
he doesn't win. Let me name the other ones. He doesn't win clean Night of Champions.
When?
2013. 2014 when he faces Cena. That ain't clean.
Is that okay? Time out. I'm gonna pause you right there.
What? Just because it's Seth Rollins doesn't mean it's clean.
Wait, no, I'm not saying that. One, Lesnar does not have a faction coming out. Like these are not people called out here to help him win.
That's a goalpost move. That's a goalpost. It's not saying clean. Yes, it is. Paul Heyman was interfering in the matches.
You have to let me explain, Jordan. Roman Reigns has people coming out here to help him win the match. That match was a disqualification, and also John Cena wins the Night of Champions match because it's a disqualification because Seth Rollins hits John Cena. Brock just retained.
Exactly. But it still saves Brock from losing.
No, Brock lost the match.
It saves him from losing the title is my point.
Okay, he does not call Seth Rollins out there to help him. He just got off the cusp of destroying John Cena and he didn't win the actual match. Roman Reigns would have had a rough bump happen. The Usos come out, super kick John Cena, and then 1, 2, 3. That's completely different than Seth Rollins trying to cash in the Money in the Bank briefcase.
Okay, I simply disagree. I don't think that. I think Roman Reigns as the tribal chief walked the halls like he went
yes,
through,
he had more aura and he was
hold on,
revered
let
more.
me finish. He went through Brock at the end of that rivalry, and he walked the halls like a Brock Lesnar.
How did he beat him?
Like he did.
How did he beat him?
At WrestleMania 38, clean.
Yeah, he beat him clean at 38. I'll give you that.
Like overpowers him too.
Yeah, he beats him clean at 38. What about after?
Like I'm saying, I just don't think a guy that went to had an 8-year rivalry with toe-to-toe with Brock and was seen as the next Brockish guy is weaker than a babyface Cena. I don't understand that.
Babyface Cena is one of the strongest characters we've ever seen. What are you talking about?
So is Roman.
Not Tribal Chief. Big Dog is clearly stronger than Tribal Chief. This is actually a much closer conversation.
Dude, look how big.
What are you talking about?
Dude. Oh my god!
Big Dog is like Big Dog is beating the best wrestlers ever in their primes clean. That's why when Roman goes against the Kevin Owens, he needs a faction. That's why when he goes against the Jey Uso, he needs a faction. What are you talking about?
I need to say this. Before you get to Roman was the best shape of his life when he returned after WrestleMania 40.
I don't care how much he's working out. I'm talking about when it comes to like I don't care what workouts he's doing.
You're literally saying.
I would like to.
Wait. Are you arguing like who's stronger, like in like the gym? Because it's
I don't even know why we're still on the strength argument. I am arguing that he's seen by the roster as a
yes,
higher
like more
in status.
He has like the more aura kayfabe. Yeah, sure. Yeah. There you go.
Okay, well then, and then if you want to go by matches, I think, like I said, I think it's really neck and neck, but it's close. I would maybe give it to Cena. I'm okay with that. I just think that at his peak, Cena says it himself. I mean, Roman is the bigger star.
Yeah, Cap.
That's not Cap. Roman's a bigger draw than John. That's a fact.
What's the fact?
Outside of being a global icon, like John Cena is the second most successful next to Rock. Outside of the movies, being a movie star, Cena is not a bigger star inside of WWE than Roman.
What evidence do you have to prove that?
Maybe he is now. Okay, hold on. Maybe he is now that he's retired. But as a top guy, he's never drawn what Roman did. He's never. You don't have evidence that Cena drew more than Roman. No, you don't.
Yes, I do.
No, you don't.
He has bigger gates.
No, he doesn't. Roman gets credit for
all. Are we still arguing the same years, boys?
40.
What is he? Oh, if we're arguing, yeah.
Roman is the only champion that can walk in. No, listen to this. Listen to this.
I agree.
Roman's the only champion that can walk in WrestleMania with the title. Roman's the only champion that can walk in Wrestlemania with the title, and everybody's going to mention.
Are you gonna wait? Time out. If you're gonna give
anybody else in history, we won't mention that. We won't mention that Rock and Hogan had Flair there as well. We won't mention that all the people that were.
Are you not going to give? Are you going to give? Are you going to give John and Cody Rhodes and Seth Rollins the same credit, and The Rock?
Are you going to give? Hey, are you going to give? Are you going to give all those other draws that were there for Cena's houses his credit? Are you going to give it to him?
Wait, they're in the main event. They're in the main event, though.
It doesn't matter. So is Roman. Roman
made it matter. Wait a minute. Rock definitely.
No, wait a minute.
So Rock definitely gets credit for 28 and 29. Yes, he does.
WrestleMania 40 as world champion.
Okay.
Roman, and you don't get to be like, oh, well, The Rock. Oh, well, Cody. No, you.
Yeah, The Rock still both nights. He definitely does get credit. Yeah.
Gets the credit. Every other world champion gets the credit because they
and their opponent does as well.
So why are we not
their opponent does as well. Their opponent does as well. Yes, it does.
Okay, so then Roman drew $140,000 house. He did. He made it both shows.
132. Wait, you know,
not 32. I'm talking about 40.
You know, it's the same people, right? Like people bought 2-night tickets.
So.
What do you mean?
It don't matter. That
does matter.
Irrelevant.
You buying 2 tickets? Yes, it does matter.
You can't prove
it does matter.
People.
Absolutely,
it's 4,000 more. You can't prove it's the same people. It's 4,000 more.
We can wait.
You're
Time
lying.
out.
You have no
Time out.
proof of
Time out.
that.
Time. Okay, 4,000
time
more.
out.
How much?
You proved
How much?
Like,
Wait. Talk about the second night. How
Why?
John Cena,
Why?
Stone
He
Cold
main
Steve
events both.
Austin, Undertaker, The Rock, Seth Rollins, and Cody Rhodes were all
Undertaker
advertised.
gets credit for
They
every
were
Cena
all
house.
advertised.
Undertaker gets credit for every Cena house
Why?
because he was at all of them, pretty much.
Bro, he was in the main event. The one he was in the main event. Yes, he deserves the credit for that.
Bro, you just
All right,
contradicted your own point. This is
Boys,
hilarious.
Wait, how? I
You
mentioned
just
all the main
contradicted your
event.
own point. If
I
Roman's
mentioned everybody in the main event of
yes or
40. I
no?
didn't contradict anything. No, sir.
Bro, yes, you did. You are saying that if Cena's in the main event, he gets the credit. That's why he gets the credit over all these draws. But Roman is in the main event over all these other draws that you are talking about.
Yeah, and he's in the
So
main
then
event.
he
Yeah,
gets
sure.
the credit.
Wait a minute. What are you talking? No. Hold on, Steph.
Yes.
I'm gonna shut up after this. Undertaker, The Rock, John Cena, The Usos, and Cody Rhodes and Seth Rollins are all in the same main event as Roman Reigns. What are you talking about?
Okay, so hold on. By the way, interferences don't matter. That is
Why?
not something that's known.
Why? They couldn't blow my rules. That's the whole reason they have. That's the reason we had a first match. Because they blow my rules. What are you
No,
talking
it's
about?
not, but that doesn't mean anything because the fucking Cena.
Yes, it
You're
does.
completely
Yes,
forgetting
it
that
does.
You're completely
They
forgetting The Rock
announced there was
interferes.
bloodline rules.
The Rock interferes
What
in
are you
events, so Cena
talking
doesn't get any of
about?
that house. Cena doesn't get any of it. Cena does
What?
not get
Wait,
27.
okay,
It's The
so
Rock
you're just
because
gonna
The
be-
Rock interferes in the end of it. Cena doesn't get 27.
You know what?
It's
If
The
you're
Rock.
gonna be like that, that's fine. If you're gonna be like that, that's fine.
That's fair.
No, it's not.
How
You're
is
acting
that
like
not
there
fair?
wasn't
It's the same thing.
You literally just admitted that there was a stipulation to bring in like the biggest stars of all time, and now you're saying like, oh, it doesn't matter.
I just told you that if it matters, then Cena doesn't gets 27.
You said what? He doesn't get
You're not
27?
making any sense.
Why
You're just trying to
why
say
does he give him 27?
because The Rock interferes in the main event.
Boys.
They all get it. Like him, Miz, and Rock all get it.
I think
Okay.
you're moving the argument.
Then why doesn't Roman get? Okay, yeah, we can move.
WrestleMania 27 wouldn't even count for Cena. We are looking from the years 2006.
No, wait. I already can see it. Wait. Steph, I already told you.
I do know. But I'm
Yeah.
saying, like, this argument is getting moved. Also,
Absolutely.
the main event is not the only thing people are buying and going to see for it. We cannot attest. We have not asked those.
Then we need to evaluate the entire draw.
Jordan.
Do it. See who's
do
ready.
not know that all 106 people came to say, I want to watch this match. We don't know that. Let's not just make that argument about who sold more tickets.
John in 06 also has higher pay-per-view buys than Austin when you actually have to pay $60. Yeah.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
Okay, I doesn't like.
Yeah, you don't
there
get to
isn't
stream it on
pay-per-view buys
Peacock.
hardly at
People
all.
are actually paying $60 out of pocket to see John Cena. He also sells a platinum album. So it's like, you know.
I mean, I understand that, but like I told you earlier, 2 million to 3 million views on social in the 2020s is just as, it's not more impressive than anybody's TV numbers ever.
What are you talking about on social media?
Literally. No. During the peak of the Bloodline, Roman was drawing 2 to 3 million every week on SmackDown.
Cena's drawing like 4 to 5 on Raw.
It don't matter. And Roman's doing it in a harder era. That's the whole point. You can look this up on Google and find out that it's a harder era.
Wait, to like watch TV?
Can I ask a question?
Yeah.
Why is it hard?
Yes. Because
is
it's
it
so
harder?
much easier to watch it without watching it live now.
So can I
It used to be you missed it.
Wait a minute.
Go ahead.
What about the fact that Cena's having some of the worst produced product ever? Like the 2010s are PG. They go through all the shifts. They go through the Benoit
We're not
stuff.
even talking about I'm trying to stay on the topic. 05 to 08.
That's what I'm doing.
You just said 2010s.
Oh, like okay, touche, fair.
Can I ask a follow-up question? Well, follow-up
Yes,
statement.
absolutely.
If it is harder because people are just, you have other ways to watch it, why are the 2000s Raw episodes still more popular on Peacock when Peacock released their numbers?
Because you're not going to go back
episodes of
because
Raw.
because when you're Because when Peacock doesn't do live, Peacock
I'm
does.
sorry. I said Raw. Pay-per-views.
No, what I'm trying to tell you, Peacock doesn't do live, so they do past. So if you're gonna go watch, you're not gonna go watch what you've recently seen. You're gonna go back and watch old stuff. That'd be my answer.
Okay.
All I'm trying to say is this: I believe that we need to reevaluate the whole draw situation then, in that case, because at the end of the day, you could get, that's all I'm trying to say, Reese. If you want to go that route, we'll even stay in 07. You could give Batista. I said I am staying 07.
Yeah.
I said you could give Batista. You could give Taker. You could give.
Yeah, for sure.
You can give.
So,
what was it? There was another really good match at 23. What was it?
Jordan, while you think about that, I want to kind of.
I don't remember. But either way, my point is there's other draws on all of his main houses. But the thing is we have the same theme. Cena gets that credit because he walks in world champion.
All right.
So it's not necessarily saying, he drew the house by himself, but he is the main draw.
I kind of want to bring y'all back to what I believe the question was asking. If Cena from that time period, there was a time machine, and both of these men, if there was, as Marvel calls it, there's a big thing coming up called the Secret Wars where we're leading the battle world. These two are meeting in the ring. Vince McMahon and Triple H, they get in that booth. Who are they writing to win? Who would win this 9 out of 10? Who would win this matchup?
Are we talking about who would be booked? Who would be booked to win, or who would win in kayfabe, like based off what we know?
Who would be booked to win and who would win in kayfabe?
Okay, so both. I think,
and also this is the grandest stage of them all, WrestleMania.
I think what a main event. I think booked to win is a little harder because it's like, do you have the babyface triumph or do you have like the heel crush the heart of the fan? So it's like, who would I book to win is different. But like who do I think would book to who would I? It's a hard question. I want to say. I don't know the minds of Triple H and Vince McMahon. Like these are two like way too unpredictable guys that are combined. So I just like don't know what they would pick. But I think Roman goes over. I think Roman, like John would be more willing to let Roman go over than vice versa. I also think it would build a much better story for like John to like run it back at like the next Mania. That's a Vince McMahon mindset. Like Rock Cena it twice in a lifetime. Yeah, that's probably how they do it. Like a twice in a lifetime Reigns Cena Time Machine Mania, something like that. That makes sense. That's how Hunter did Cody Roman. That's how Vince did Cena Rock. So it makes perfect sense. Like that's probably what they do. First encounter, Cena loses, comes back, he wins the next year. Okay, that makes sense. That's what they both did. So, who wins like in kayfabe? No bloodline interference. John wins in kayfabe. With the bloodline interference, I don't know. I want to say Roman takes it with that. John's withstood a lot. He does the Hulk up and he's able to withstand a lot. And he always kicking out at too. But I think there would definitely be more of like if the bloodline was there, it would probably be booked to like John, like the bloodline spike, super kick, Roman goes for the pin, 1-2, John kicks out. They're like, you know what? They do it again. John kicks out twice. They're like, you know what? Freak it. They just start destroying John Cena. 1-2.
It feels like you're covering all horizons at this point.
I'm sorry. Yeah, I
saying everything I could say. So there you go. Okay, so all I'm gonna say is this: I kind of disagree a tiny bit. I think Cena would be booked, just because I'm not saying he wouldn't be more willing to go over, but we're talking about their peaks. We're talking about 05 to 08 Cena, or a Roman Reigns I think that in 05, I mean, Umaga was unbeatable, until Cena faced him. So I think that Cena would probably find a way in the booking. Kayfabe wise, I mean, I know Reese says no bloodline interference. I won't even call it that. I'll just call it normal Roman heel shenanigans that he's just phenomenal at. In kayfabe, Roman would figure it out. Like, he's been up against people like Cena, and he figured it out. So
like, you think the heel shenanigans happen?
Yeah, and okay. I think that'd be a good part of the match because, like, to get the best version of Roman, we would need Tribal Chief in this version of Cena. So it's like, I think it would want to be a match that's an element of everything that makes them their identity. You get what I mean? Like, I don't see that. Like. So I mean, it is hard to answer the question. I agree with what he said. It's hard to answer the question.
But it's like Roman.
These are two of the highest peaks in the history of the company.
Redevelop.
I do believe Roman has the highest peak, though. Like, I in the company. Like, I think that that's where it is. Matches and everything else.
Wait. Okay, you think
the way they're viewed by the roster and supposed to be viewed by the fans, I do think Roman.
You think Roman has a higher peak than Austin, Rock, and Cena?
Yes, because their peak is organic, whereas his peak it's supposed to be forced, but it's in a heel way. And I think his peak is like a deal with it type thing. Whereas Austin and Rock and Cena, well, let me finish instead of just going, oh, I disagree without actually having foundation to disagree.
Sure.
My point is that, well, you're quick to do that sometimes, and like, you got to listen. So
explain.
My point is, Roman Reigns, Rock is never an unbeatable wrestler, ever. People have got to get over this revisionist history. He dropped the title randomly quite a bit. The dude was not, I'm not saying he wasn't big, strong, and portrayed as a threat. He wasn't going to go out there and just mollywop, like, physically a lot of the whole roster. The dude, if The Rock's music hit, someone wasn't just getting their fucking ass beat. I mean, excuse my language. That's not like a Brock Lesnar or a Roman Reigns.
You know how many times The Rock went out in there ring and hit the people with the punches, then the little dance?
Yeah, a bunch of what are you talking about? I'm not talking about that. You keep thinking that the guys that are so that their status is not as high as an unbeatable emperor type character.
How many times did Roman Reigns like hit his music and actually like just beat up the other guy out there? How many times that happened? With no bloodline, or like without the Usos.
Why does he have to? Okay.
Super kicking. Because it's not him. How can be unbeatable? You're not the one getting beaten.
To argue that a chasing hero is like the most.
The chasing
strongest
hero,
in the company.
The chasing hero is definitely stronger than
in any type of fiction.
The chasing hero is definitely stronger than the villain who sends out his goons to fight for him.
No, he's not. Because every time you see that in fiction, when the goons don't fight and the villain actually fights, they're stronger than people expect.
Yeah, the issue is that's not the case for Roman. That's the issue.
It is oh my gosh, bro.
That's why Cody's about to beat him at 39. That's why Jey Uso almost beat him in their second bout.
You're doing all of this for Cena, by the way. You're trying to undermine Roman's entire identity of his character so you can be right.
No, I don't think you know. No, it's not that, Jordan. I don't think you know the identity of Roman's character. I think the interpretation of it's just wrong.
I think I know it better than you. Respectfully, Reese.
Yeah, I know, and I think the inverse, respectfully. So,
I mean,
we both think the same thing.
I would easily debate you on Reigns itself, and
you've been doing it for the past 20 minutes,
and you've gotten a lot of things about Roman wrong that you didn't know that I did.
We'll let the comments decide that.
Hey, boys, I think we've done a little bit of moving goalposts. I think we had some fun, but I do think we got to hear just who you guys think
Roman's not even strong.
Better. Whoa. I think we did get to hear who you guys think are better between Cena's peak, Super Cena, and Roman Reigns' Tribal Chief era. It was very interesting. I heard some very interesting arguments. I heard some things that I did hear some things that I feel should have been said from both sides actually, but we ball. Ladies and gentlemen, I want to thank you guys for a beautiful show. I had a lot of fun hosting today. I hope Reese had a lot of fun. I hope Mr. Jordan had some fun. Ladies and gentlemen, watching at home, I hope you had some fun. And we're going to see you guys when we see you guys Thursday. Franchise out.